Howdy y'all, it's Russell back with Gwinnett Lawns in beautiful, and do I mean beautiful, Atlanta, Georgia. Look at that sky, not a cloud in the sky. Absolutely 100% beautiful. Today is October the 31st, 2025. It is a Friday. I don't normally do yards on Friday, but if you saw my other video where I said I was 23 yards behind, that was yesterday. I got 10 of them done. Here is the question. I have 13 on the schedule for today. Will I be able to finish all those yards, or will I have to do some tomorrow, which is Saturday? It's not supposed to rain tomorrow either. Let me take a quick check at the weather. We had a frost warning this morning. It popped up on my phone. So it is Sunday and Monday we may get some rain, but it looks like it's pretty clear for next week. So that's the question right off the bat. Will I be able to finish all 13 by myself? Will I be able to finish them all today? So that's the question. All right, so the truck's warming up a little bit. I don't, if you guys have never had a commercial box truck like an Isuzu, there is a fast idle feature. See that blinking on the dash? See, my RPMs are at about 1100. You can turn a dial when it's cranked up, and as long as the emergency brake is up and the vehicle is in park or neutral, you can set it to fast idle. I would not sit there and let this idle just at its normal operating revolutions, because you can have engine problems. But this puts a load on the engine, so it warms up pretty quick. And there's my scan gauge, so it's almost up to normal temperature. So some things I'm learning about the Super S that I just wanted to pass on to you guys. The way that the mower cuts, and the way that sometimes, and it's not just with the Super S, it could be with any mower. People say, oh, this cuts better, this, the Skag cuts better than this, and the Wright cuts better than this, and all that. So let me explain something that is very important that sometimes people miss. The most important part, I think, to getting a really good cut, obviously, is to make sure your deck is leveled, make sure your tires are set at the proper PSI, and all that's good. But just like on a car, you can have a supercar that's got terrible tires and it'll handle awful, or you can have a mediocre car that's got superb tires on it and it'll handle really good. And the analogy to that is the blades. So most mowers, I'm assuming, come with pretty much a high lift blade. I think probably most of the United States cuts, I don't know, I'm just guessing, I'm just spitballing here, but I think most of the United States will cut 3.5, 4 inches, kind of that height range, 4.5 inches. Whether it's fescue or whether you're down in Florida and you have to cut St. Augustine or I guess Bahia grass, you got to cut it every week because it grows so much. High lift blades are great for that. If you cut in the south, meaning if you cut a lot of warm season grasses, not St. Augustine, but I'm talking about Bermuda, zoysia, and centipede. Those like to be cut low. We're cutting in the 1 3/4 to 2.5 range. High lift blades are not good for that. Now, the best type of blade is a low to medium lift blade, and there's lots of different manufacturers. You have to experiment. I have tried so many combination of blades because I was very disappointed in the way the mowers cut, because I just used what came on the mower and I kept ordering, you know, the stock high lift blades. And I'm not even talking about regular blade versus a mulching blade. I'm just talking about the lift. That's extremely important. If you have a high lift blade and you use it on Bermuda, you can cut it, but it will not leave the best cut because it pulls stringers up. Bermuda is like a Berber carpet. And the same thing with zoysia. That likes a lower lift blade. Now, when we switch into leaf season, if you are in an area that does leaves, then it would be to your advantage to switch to a high lift blade. I would suggest a high lift mulching blade because you need that extra suction power. And I'm saying all this because yesterday I found out, you know, I haven't had the Super S, but what, maybe 2 weeks now? It doesn't even have 20 hours on it. So I'm kind of learning. It's got a different deck. It's got a VX deck, which is completely different than the Trim Stars deck. The deck is a lot taller. You can handle a lot more volume. The airflow characteristics are different. And I'm not taking anything away from the Trim Star. It's just different. That mower, the deck is just designed differently. So I immediately took the high lift blades that come stock on that mower off because I already know that that's not going to be good. However, I may try something. I may take the when I get my order in from Ballard, I told you guys yesterday I was going to put the X blade setup on the Super S with the gold hybrid blades because those are a medium high lift. They're great for leaves. Right now what's on there is just a single blade on each spindle, the gold hybrid blade, which is very, very good. However, I'm going to say this, those little tiny, these are the worst leaves in the world besides magnolia leaves. Those little tiny, they're like that. They're super flat. They get into all the cracks and crevices. They're either water oak or pin oak. The little tiny, they're just like oblong. And those things, when they get wet, they just stick to the ground. It's very hard to pull those up. And the mower did it, but it wasn't the optimal blade. What I should have done had I had the bracketry is I probably, and I'm going to try this experiment, I'm going to take the factory high lift blades and I'm going to put those on there, and then I'm going to put the hybrid blades, gold hybrid blades on top. That's almost like using a razor from Ballard and then either a high lift or the ripper blade, because that will produce an extreme amount of vacuum. That combination will produce more vacuum than the two gold hybrid blades on each spindle. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to see how it works, because as I said yesterday, when we have a wet fall, a damp fall, and a damp winter, and I'm out there mulching blades, I want all the vacuum I can get. So I'm going to see how that works. The problem when you do that is that you do get front blowouts. So if the leaves are dry, especially if they're river birch leaves, because they're so light, they're really curly, they're light, they're extremely easy to mulch. You don't even need the X blades to mulch. You could probably mulch them with just regular blade, but you get a lot of front blowouts. So what you have to do is you have to start eating away at the uncut portion on the suction side of the deck instead of shooting everything in. And hopefully you're using a chute blocker. But yeah, front blowout is a real problem and it produces a mess. The higher the lift, and if you have your chute blocker closed, the air's got to go somewhere, and it's going to go out on the discharge side. It's going to go out in the front. It shoots leaves. That machine back there will shoot leaves 4 feet. And then if you get wind and it's going the wrong direction. But I'm going to try that first. I'm going to try, and I'm going to let you guys know, because the everything is kind of dry, but the ground and the leaves are still wet. Yesterday we had a lot of wind. I don't know how the wind's going to be today. If we have full sun, that's going to help quite a bit to dry things out. I don't anticipate there's going to be a lot of leaves in the yards that I'm going to do today, but I'm just rolling right now with just the single blades on those. So I will definitely, it is so important, you guys. I'm trying to let me try to get this point across. Having the X blade set up on the Trim Star saves so much time. Sometimes, even though I can use the Super S, I'll use the Trim Star because it makes such a time-saving difference. I never thought, I'm kind of new to the X blade setup. I never thought that it would save that much time, but you got to have the right blade set up. Because I saw some videos and it didn't look very promising, and they didn't like the setup. They were doing a review on it, but I'm just thinking it's the wrong blades. You gotta experiment. Once you find the sweet spot for your mower and for whatever you're cutting or mulching, and let me tell you, those things are phenomenal cutting grass. I don't even use regular blades anymore. So anyway, that's something. If you guys are trying to be more efficient, which is what I'm trying to, that's like my focus, is efficiency. I don't work fast as far as like hustle, running around trying to get everything done. I try to be as efficient as possible, and being smooth and consistent is what it takes. So that's my words of advice. So please, down in the comments, let me know your combination of blades, and if you think I'll get all 13 of these yards today, I will check back in with you at the end of the day, because I'll probably be working till dark again, and that's okay, and I'll let you know how many yards I did. All right, guys, well, I have a treat. I'm here at my second yard, which is my neighbor's yard, and they're going to do the stumps right here. I just met the stump guy, so I'm just going to set this up on the cab as a time lapse, and you can watch him do his thing with the stump grinder. We just going backwards up the street. I just did that centipede yard. Probably can't see it because of the sun. So it is 5:44 and I'm officially done for the week. I did 13 today. It's a lot of yards. Now, The only reason that I could get 13 done today and only 10 yesterday is I probably drove like 50 miles. The route was very scattered. This route was much more compact. I think I maybe drove 20 miles. But it's done, it's over with, we're finally caught up. It's an absolutely beautiful day outside. Look at that sky. Whew. So, I wonder who got that number right. Did you think I was going to be able to get it done today? I wasn't sure. Sunset is in I don't know what this person's doing. They just riding beside me. You see that? Man, I tell you what, I don't know where people get their driver's licenses. Rude. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, this lady looked like she gonna have some road rage. I don't know. If y'all ever experienced road rage, not like you're the one performing the road rage, but had somebody do something stupid. I don't know. Anyway, next week it looks like maybe we're gonna have 2 days of rain, possibly. Hopefully that will change. This was the light week. Next week is the heavy week. I've already had one customer, well, two customers. Well, today one customer said that's going to be the last one for the season, isn't it? Like, no. Grass is still growing. Not real fast, but it's still growing. Plus, they got a lot of leaves in the backyard, so. Oh boy. Anyway, all right. I'm not gonna belabor. What's the word? Anyway, I gotta go to. I gotta get some fuel. Oh, how much is fuel where you guys are? It's like $2.59 here at the Shell station. All right, guys. Well, answer down in the comments the question I asked at the beginning of the video, and I will see you on the next one.